I kind of like how the turbo sits right about on top. So what I did, I started cutting it. This used to be the turbo was located underneath, and since it's not being used, first thing first is establish the height of the turbo. Since the motor is installed on the car, I have to verify that the bonnet will shut without hitting the turbo. So I think I can use this one right here, the power steering and the radiator cap, as a height for me. So it will be somewhere around here. I will try to get it, the compressor and the turbine, align on the number 2 and number 3 runners. So it'll be something like this. I want to put it in an angle. It looks good in an angle rather than straight. And also for my air intakes, I have to make sure that it gets inhale a fresh air rather than the air from the radiator. It helps out on my inlet air temperature. I have to maintain below 120 degrees. But it will be something like this, I think. Yeah. Welcome back to the channel, SagitNet 2. A little update on a G23 with a B series transmission. As you can see, I'm making myself another turbo manifold. I thought about boosting this motor. This manifold happened to be one of the 4 turbo manifolds that I made a long time ago. The setup on this turbo manifold, well, it used to be that the turbo is underneath. But I kind of like how the top mount setup. So what I did about more than a year ago, I cut it up in pieces. Right here are the rest of them. So I'm going to salvage whatever I could use and use it as a new set of a turbo manifold. As you can see, that's the setup that I'm after. I already tried it with the bonnet shut, and I have plenty of clearance here. No worries there. What I'm thinking of the air intakes here is come up with like a sheet metal right here, and this will be covered up. The incoming cold air will be coming from here. A much cooler cold air, what I can ingest, will be best for my IAT, my inlet air temperature. I learned it from the past that yeah, it's not a good idea to be sucking up all that hot air. But that's the setup that I have now. This is the GT35, a journal bearing. I'm just using this for mock-up purposes. I'm gonna use the other turbo, the Pulsar, that has the double ceramic ball bearings. It accelerates a little bit better than this one. But this one, in the beginning, I thought it was no good because I have a little bit of a side play on this. But someone has left a message. Once the engine oil was on there, then it'll be floating. So I think that should be good. Yeah, I don't feel any scraping on the housing or anything like that. So it should be good. The seal's still good. No oil leak or anything like that. For some of you that will be asking me if I'm getting the block re-sleeve, I'm not. I'm gonna leave it as is. This is pretty much like what everyone does anyway. Build a motor and just throw in a turbo on it. I really don't want to go back from where I started, which is I pretty much like learned my lesson that you can't put a turbo on something like this without fully rebuilding the bottom end. What I have planned on the internals, I'm going to get a no-name brand F23 Ford's rods and couple that with the Nippon Racing K20 turbo piston, and that will give me somewhere between 10 something compression ratio. That should be ideal for me. But I think what makes me different from the rest, I'm pretty much like satisfied, or I already attained my power goals of all the motor that I boosted, which is I'm already set on the power goals. Yeah, I don't need any more high horsepower motor. I just want something I can make some fun driving. So I think if I can get maybe at least like 300 wheels horsepower on this one, yeah, I'm okay with that. If I ever pull this off, the plan is get it tuned, run this motor to the best of its abilities of how much horsepower this one can make, and then scale it down, tone it down to about 300 or so. Yeah, I'm not that power hungry anymore. I can settle with less. I just want to get the tires to grab on the pavement. It's not something that I want, you know, like always tires spinning. Yeah, I don't want that one. But we'll see how long this will last. And also, you have seen it. Best upgrade I ever did on the shifter is adding this or making a shifter extension. And this used to be the biggest shifter knob that I have, so I remachined it and slim it down a little bit, and it looks better. I think it's perfect. If you still have the short shifter without the lever, man, there is a difference. It's much closer on the steering wheel and everything when you're driving, and it's much precise. It's so easier to select some gears. Yeah, you should get one of those extended lever. You won't regret it. So back to this one. I'll be just taking my time building this. There's no expected date on when it's gonna be accomplished, but I just want, for now, I want the turbo manifold to be made. So just in case, once I got all the parts, then I'll pull the trigger. And that's the update on the G23 VTEC with B series transmission. And never had any problem with it. No issue. VMS cam gears works like a charm. No problem there. Thank you all for watching. Hey, make sure you like and share. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about running the F23 block without re-sleeving. I know some of you have some experience. I know, well, I have 2 blocks that blew up on me. So why start all over again? Well, this time it'll be different. I want to scale it down. Like I said earlier, I just want to have something I will have some fun driving. Just give it a little bit that would to do. Yep. Okay, thank you all for watching. Bye everyone. Thank you all.